Imagine stepping into the world where every success is measured in likes, every beauty standard is filtered, and every achievement is compared to another's. That's the society we live in today, the comparison era. Social media has given us a stage, but at what cost? We are constantly bombarded with images of perfection. People living their best lives, looking flawless, successful, happy. But is it real? And more importantly, should we measure ourselves against this? My name is Karolina Woźniak, and I've spent my life breaking stereotypes. I am a model, which means I work using my appearance, but I am also an art gallery owner, and in this field, you really need to use your brain. And some people still cannot understand that these two things can exist together. I am a book reviewer, an event organizer, an introvert who somehow ended up on the public stage. As you can see, I wear many hats, but one thing remains constant. I stay true to who I am, even if the world tries to tell me otherwise. When 8 years ago I was opening a first and only pop art gallery in Poland, nobody, including my family and my friends, believed it will work out. They said this kind of art is too niche, too bold, too much for our Polish, closed minded people. But I didn't listen to them. I knew what I wanted. I knew that someone had to break the mold, and I wanted this person to be me. And today, we are internationally recognized, working with the best artists from all over the world, like Richard Orlinsky, Eric Salin, Alec Monopoly, and many other pioneers in pop art nowadays. And it's all because that time I didn't listen to people who were not brave enough to follow their own dreams. Working as a model, I was dealing with many stereotypes. We love to put other people in the boxes. Beautiful but stupid, she's working using her body, so she must have nothing else to offer. These kind of phrases were chasing me through all of my career. So, to prove them wrong and to protect myself, I started to play a little role. Little arrogant, little witty, unavailable, just to have some kind of strong entrance and to avoid being called and dismissed as a nice and silly girl. But honestly, that was the silly part, because eventually, the only person you have to prove anything is yourself. And once you build this self confidence that comes from deep inside of you, you stop chasing for admiration and appreciation from the outside. You don't care anymore what they think about you. You accept who you are, and that becomes your superpower. Social media, however, makes it hard. We scroll to an endless feeds of people who seem to have it all: perfect relationships, beautiful bodies, successful careers, holidays in Bali. But comparing our everyday struggle to their Instagram content is like comparing to an avatar that doesn't exist. Social media is just a part of other people's lives, usually the best one. And now we have AI to perfect ourselves even more. Let me show you the two photographs of myself. So you see the real me here standing on the TEDx stage, so you obviously know how I look like. But if you knew me only through internet and I posted only retouched, enhanced with AI photographs, you would be thinking that the version to the right is how I really look like. Most of the influencers, bloggers, celebrities, they do this all the time. And then you have these young people who are not resistant to comparison, who look at these fake images through their own imperfections, and they start to feel less and less beautiful, less worthy, less enough. But I tell you something, by doing these kind of tricks, the biggest damage you do to yourself, because doesn't matter how many likes or compliments you will receive under the retouched photograph of you. At the end of the day, you still have to look at the mirror and face the real you. And if this gap, this dissonance and difference between these two appearances is too wide, you start to reject the real version of yourself. AI has entered also another field that is really close to my heart, which is art, obviously. We have today artificial intelligence that can generate paintings, poems, sculptures, everything, and call it art. And of course, it can be impressive. But can it really replace a human heart involved in the process of creation? Let's take Van Gogh, a man behind a starry night and the sunflowers. It's not just an artist, it was a tortured soul, struggling from depression, loneliness, being rejected. At the end of his days, he cut off his left ear because he couldn't stand the voices existing in his head anymore. And knowing this, don't you feel a little bit more connected to his art? Or Salvador Dali, a genius and a madman. His head was a chaos, and that chaos still lives in his paintings. Tamara de Lempicka, our national pride, our queen of Art Deco, she is well known not only for fantastic paintings, but also for a great personality, her bold lifestyle, her romances with men and women. She was the first feminist. All of this, the history behind the paintings, make them even more valuable. So, as you can see, when it comes to the greatest and worldwide known art pieces, the human factor is super important. And to me personally, art is supposed to cause feelings and emotions. And emotions can only be caused by another human being. At first, when you look at these three iconic artists, you might think they are completely different, and they actually are, but they have one thing in common. All of them were extraordinary. And being extraordinary, you attract hate. Hate is the unavoidable byproduct by standing out. The more visible you are, the more hate you will face. And the fun fact is that they don't hate you because you are ugly, you are stupid, you are different, or not good enough. No. They hate you because you get something they secretly want, but they are, of course, not brave enough to admit it loudly. Most of the haters, they hide behind anonymous fake accounts, so without any consequences can unleash their frustrations and have their 2 minutes victories by offending someone they feel jealous about. Actually, I was there. I was dealing with a lot of hate. Firstly, when I was modeling, they were calling me some kind of brainless creature using only my appearance. When I was opening my first business, they were joking like stupid model now pretends to be a businesswoman. They hated me for being too fat for some photo shoots. Then they hated me for being too slim, to have anorexia or something. They hated me even for my love choices or for my personal life mistakes. All of this they were doing publicly under some articles in the internet. So it was really hard and tough for me. I got the depression, I needed a therapy, and it took me actually around 2 years to rebuild my mind, to put my broken pieces together, and to come back stronger. And here is what I learned: haters, they don't hate you, they hate themselves for not being where you are. What they talk about you says much more about their pain and their wants than your value. You will never meet a hater who is doing better than you. And actually, there is one thing you can do to avoid criticism and avoid being hated. Just say nothing extraordinary. Do nothing extra. Just simply be nothing. Then nobody will hate you because nobody will even notice you. But I don't think that should be your aim. So, coming to an end with my speech, I would like to leave you with few messages that really improved the quality of my own life, and I wish I knew them much earlier. First, stay honest and faithful to your dreams, to your aims. Even if people from the outside don't believe in them, just trust your intuition, because what worse can happen? Maybe your plan will not work out, but there is nothing really worse than not even trying or to give up because someone from the outside told you you cannot make it. Be flexible. You don't have to choose only one path. You can be bold enough to mix contradictions as long as they are in the harmony with who you really are. Don't compare yourself, especially no to people from the social media stage. The only person you should compare yourself to is you from the past. I know it may sound like a stupid slogan, but this is true. The little baby steps we do every day matter and always bring us closer to our aims. Embrace AI, but don't let it kill your creativity and your authenticity. Don't forget to use your natural brain too. It's still in style, and I'm really afraid soon it's going to be vintage. Remember, hate comes from jealousy, always. The only validation you need is your own. So be your best friend, be your own biggest support. Just simply be your fan number one. And with that kind of attitude, you are capable to achieve anything you dream of. Thank you.